Hey everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Well, we have some more excitement as we talk about clutch number 2 today, as well as a quick overview of how I go about and enter these clutches into Husbandry.pro. So stick around. I'm Jack, and you're watching Python Addiction. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. Well, today we get to go over clutch number 2, which is with my girl Faye, who is a Mojave girl, and I'll show you the picture of her right here. And she was paired with my GHI Mojave boy Obsidian. Unfortunately, I don't have a current video with him right now. He's in blue, and I didn't want to bother him. And she had a total of 6 eggs, as you can see right here. And I did label them with number 2, just like I did with clutch number 1, labeling them with 1. And I followed the same exact process that I did from last week's video with making my own version of the hatch rate medium and getting everything set up for the bin. And I didn't record it all for you guys today because Faye is a little bit of a feistier girl and a little bit more protective, and I didn't want to put her through that extra stress of being around all these lights and being on the table and everything like that. So I went through and just did everything off camera, snapping just a couple of the quick pictures, so I didn't stress her out too much. She was a little on the defensive side, and I wanted to be respectful to her. I mean, I am pulling her babies away from her, so I wanted to try to keep that stress level for her down to a minimum. But that's what we have for clutch number 2 is going to be 6 eggs, and I have my fingers crossed for hopes that I get a lot of the bells, the blue-eyed Lucies, as I actually like the distinguishing difference for the Super Mojave version of the blue-eyed Lucy, because they have that slightly darkened head. They're not completely all white like some of the other combinations within the blue-eyed Lucy complex. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. The other thing that I'm kind of hoping for, even though it's not something that's genetic, is the possibility of getting another chimera or paradoxed blue-eyed Lucy out of the pairing, as that was the same pairing that I did last season that produced the absolutely gorgeous boy that had the couple of stripes that showed the GHI in the otherwise all-white Mojave version of the bell. So I'm hoping that I might get something like that a second time around, even though it's not likely, as that's, again, not linked genetically that we know of currently. So the other thing that I wanted to go over today was to show you a little bit about how I track everything when I print out my little cards for the bins going into the incubator. And it's a similar process when I print out my cards for tracking animals themselves for all of their activities. I use Husbandry.pro as my preferred tracking software for everything. And if you're interested, as I go into showing you one of these small features that the software has, I invite you to use my coupon code PythonJack60 at Husbandry.pro and try them out. That coupon will give you 60 days free for at any plan level to give them a try, to where you can see if it's something that's going to work for you. There's lots of different customization that you can do and lots of different features, so please consider giving them a try. now we're going to jump into the actual portion of me going through and creating these labels. And again, I've already gone through and done this, so this is just a quick run through real quick. And now, as you can see here, I start right out at my dashboard, and I'm going to be clicking on this year's plan 2024 and going right into that breeding plan, and then scrolling down and finding Fay and Obsidian. And as you can see, it already has reproduction is already listed, but you can click on add an activity and click reproduction, and it'll bring up the actual pop-up window to add in all of the particulars for that breeding itself. And I can add in, like I did for me, I added in 6 eggs and the date, 58 days from the date that they were laid, into that, and it saves everything accordingly. From there, I go back to the dashboard, and now you can see that there are a listing for clutch number 2 in the incubator. So I'm going to click on that, and then from there I'm going right in to create or print out a label for that particular clutch. I already have a layout pre-established, but this is very customizable to anyone that wants to change things around, add things, remove things, move things around accordingly. This is what my layout looks like, and I save it, print it, and then I use just my normal built-in printer functionality to actually print the final sticker out, because it saves it as a PDF when I go to click print. I print it, and I use the printers from Dymo as my printer options to be able to print everything out. I just have different ones with different colored labels depending on what the particular label is that I'm printing. I like to use the orange labels for all of my incubator stuff, so I can keep track of that nice and easy when I'm printing out labels. If I'm printing out a couple of different labels, I can see the orange that goes right to my incubator. If I see blue, I know that's one of the boy snakes that I have. I use pink for the girls, and so on and so forth. So I print out different labels using different colors. But that's basically how I go through and use Husbandry.pro to do the tracking aspect of each of the clutches and printing out those little labels. If you guys want to see a more in-depth video on some of those features from Husbandry.pro, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely do a more in-depth video regarding that if that's something you guys want to see. But otherwise, please do like this video if you like today's content, as that lets me know you like this kind of stuff. And if you've made it this far into my video, and if you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing, and while you're at it, clicking that notification icon, as that'll let you know when I do new videos. I tend to do new videos at least once a week. So until next time, I love you all. I'm Jack, and you've been watching Python Addiction.